There's a lot of hurting people out there, a lot of people who are where I've been, and if there's any way I can help them, I will. But growing up, it was kind of dysfunctional. Actually was dysfunctional because there was a lot of anger, a lot of fighting in the family. With my father, I didn't have a very good relationship with him. He seemed to take his frustrations out on me. And, you know, there was some abuse, but I think the most hardest was the verbal abuse, because it's not something you can touch and put a Band-Aid on and make it go away. I didn't feel like I was validated by him, and it lingered on to other relationships that I had in my life. When I was in my early 20s, I married. I found a man that loved me, he said, and that respected me, and it was the greatest feeling in the world. We had 3 daughters, and after 6 years, he decided he didn't want to be married anymore. So here we go again with the rejection. And it was a very, very hard time for my life. I felt that I was thrown in the ocean with just a life preserve, and I'm hanging on to it with 3 little kids hanging around my neck. It was the lowest point of my life. So I was in a lot of pain, and I ended up taking some pills. A lot of pills, and I ended up in the hospital, in the emergency room. And while I was in the emergency room, I had all these tubes and things going on. I clearly heard the Lord say to me, "Your work is not done." So after I got out of the hospital, I was seeing different therapists on and off, and because I was still going through panic attacks and anxiety and depression, you know. They would medicate me, and, you know, I just didn't seem to get any help. But I did start a relationship that seemed to be fulfilling for a moment. And then after 6 years, we parted. And here we go again, after 6 years again. I started to feel the depression again and the anxiety that I did prior relationship, and I try to fight it every way I can. I promised myself I wouldn't go there again, but I needed help. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you, but I was just hoping that it'd be a new beginning, a new way of living. And sure enough, it was the best. Mind you, I've been to therapy most of my life, on and off, for different reasons, mostly for depression and anxiety. But when I saw Nina, she was so patient, non-judgmental. I was able to speak with her freely, and to have that, I never had that before. And it was just very, very healing. I realized that the depression and the anxieties were keeping me from the full life that God wanted me to live. Through the tools that I've learned here, I apply it on a daily basis in my life, with decisions and with everything that I do. I am now a leader in my church. I'm a leader at my job. I'm a leader in my home and my community. I think if I hadn't gone through the counseling here, if I hadn't gone through what I've gone through, I couldn't share that experience with others. I'm just so grateful for the strength I've gotten here, the tools that will stay with me forever. I'm so appreciative of that. It's a new life, a life of peace, a life of just no more darkness. I'm so grateful for what I've been through. As God told me in the hospital bed, yes, my work is not finished. And He was right.